Hi everyone. I want to speak about a class series that I'm offering together with 4 of my evolutionary astrology colleagues. We start in 1 month, and this series is a deep dive into the core Pluto work of evolutionary astrology. It came about when we were looking into next year. Pluto's entering Aquarius. Pluto will be squaring the lunar nodes pretty much all year. And so we felt this is a really great time to bring forth the core teachings of Pluto as taught by evolutionary astrology. These teachings are really all about looking at the chart as a way to understand the core soul curriculum. What brings us into this lifetime? What is the core evolutionary purpose and potential? How is this lifetime in its essence designed for our ongoing awakening? That's really the beauty of evolutionary astrology. It offers a spiritual lens through which we look at this life and recognize that everything about this incarnation, everything about this life is at the core a template for our ongoing remembering, our ongoing spiritual realization. So this is an opportunity to offer a very solid and grounded learning experience, but not just myself. It's 5 of us. We're all-time astrologers or deeply devoted to the teachings. Some of us have been practicing this work from the very beginning of Jeffrey Wolf Green's teaching in the 90s. Amongst the 5 of us, we have every single Pluto generation: Pluto in Leo, Pluto in Virgo, Pluto in Libra, and then myself, Pluto in Scorpio. I'm the youngest person on this team. This is being taught by Deva Green, who is the daughter of Jeffrey Wolf Green, and she has a deep connection to this lineage and carries it in a really beautiful and pure way. Rose Marcus and Kristen Fontana, who have been teaching involved in this work for a long time. I think Rose Marcus got involved in the early 90s. Myself, I've been studying this and practicing this since really 2005, 2006. And Rav, who is a relatively new student, but is recognized as really having taken on these teachings in a very deep way and has a deep grasp of these teachings. So our intention in this is to really bring these teachings out into the world in a more accessible and really grounded and practical way. And also to bring more benefit to more souls that can really benefit from this work at this time. Next year, and as we're preparing for this really powerful Plutonian year, is going to bring up a lot of the deeper soul work. And so to be surrounding ourselves with the teachings that can really support and strengthen us on this whole journey is a truly wonderful thing to do. So let's take a look at the website. This is a beautiful website actually designed by my partner, Michelle, who's been the administrator and the organizer of this entire series. We have a free intro class this weekend, September 3rd, 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific. We'll talk about the series, we'll introduce the essence of evolutionary astrology, and also speak about the very interesting history of evolutionary astrology, how this work came about, and we'll also get to introduce ourselves. This will be a great time also to ask any questions about the series. So you have to register in order to join this free class. To enroll in the entire series, which begins in October, it's $99. And it includes 9 monthly classes and an additional live reading class where all of us 5 astrologers will be reading a live volunteer chart demonstrating the core evolutionary astrology interpretive technique through the lens of 5 expert astrologers practicing this work. There'll be a private community group for interaction. All recordings, you'll have lifetime access. You'll have access to resource library of EA teachings and the existing evolutionary astrology forum, which is already available, already free. You can use that forum on the schoolofevolutionaryastrology.com and engage the teachings. Us astrologers who are teaching this work can continue to work with you and answer your questions and help deepen this material throughout the entire year. So if you're taking one of the classes and you have questions and you want to engage more deeply, you can continue to engage with us and deepen your learning throughout the year. Let's take a look at the actual class series. We have a class on Mars retrograde in Gemini. This is our very first class. We're starting this series with Mars retrograde while Mars is moving retrograde It's going to in conjunct Pluto at the very end of Capricorn. It's a very powerful time, a very powerful transit, and a great start for the series. This is taught by Kristen and Rose. Rob and Deva will be teaching the essence of the Pluto paradigm. And then Deva and myself will be teaching about the evolutionary stages. And we'll be exemplifying different stages of consciousness that can be applied to a singular chart. A very interesting talk on matriarchy and patriarchy, the evolution of the soul journey on Earth, with Rob and Kristen. A talk on Pluto in Aquarius, a very essential transit, first time in a couple centuries, with Rose and myself. A very interesting talk on Pluto squaring the nodes, which again Pluto will be doing next year. And it's also a very fascinating topic. What does it mean if you have Pluto squaring the nodes in your natal chart? What does it mean next year with Pluto squaring the lunar axis? This will be with Deva and Rav. Saturn in Pisces with Kristen and myself. And really to understand Saturn from an evolutionary perspective means understanding that all form, time, and space in their truest sense are the curriculum for the soul's evolutionary journey. So whenever Saturn moves into a new sign, it's really helpful to understand what are the structural limitations and realities and teachings of that particular Saturn transit. That's really the ground. That's the template where all of the deeper evolutionary work is going to take place. So we're going to be looking at Saturn and Pisces through the lens of the current Pluto transit. It's a very fascinating and useful way to look at Saturn. And then we'll have the live readings class. This will be with all of us, and a class with Rose and Deva on Pluto on the nodes. So what does it mean in your natal chart, for example, if Pluto's conjunct the south node or Pluto's conjunct the north node? So all in all, this is a very comprehensive year of Pluto teachings. And we're hoping that this is just the first year of evolutionary astrologers coming together to offer these teachings. So please take your time with that website. You can check out the individual classes, read their descriptions, and enroll in this coming weekend's free class. Now, this enrollment is a wonderful way not just to support the evolutionary astrologers that are teaching and carrying this work, but also to support the School of Evolutionary Astrology. 10% of all proceeds will go straight back to the School of Evolutionary Astrology. This is a school that has been offering free resources, including a free message board. This is a place where I actually have done most of my training. I began working on this message board as a student deeply, probably around 2008, 2009. I'm probably one of the, if not the most posted, like the one who's posted the most besides for some of the teachers out there on that message board. I've benefited so immensely. Like it's inexpressible how much I've received from the message board, and there are a few times where I've had the opportunity to give back and offer some practice classes for newer students on the message board. For myself and many astrologers and students of this work, the message board has just been one of the many ways in which evolutionary astrology has been offering free resources and learning for so many souls. And anyone who's benefited from working with me and anything that I've been putting out there, we owe it to the School of Evolutionary Astrology, which has been the core place through which I've been studying and learning and training for many, many years. So joining this series is a way of also giving back to the School of Evolutionary Astrology, and that will be giving back some of the proceeds to this school. So if you are inspired by any of this work, if you feel to benefit and strengthen your own soul work, this is a great series. Please feel free to reach out for any questions. We're happy to address them, and we'll have some time during the upcoming live class to address questions as well. Thank you for watching.